The sounds you ignore every day may be silently stealing your peace, your focus, and even your sanity. In a world overflowing with sound, not every noise is harmless. Some everyday sounds are more than just annoying. They're toxic to your brain, your heart, and your mental clarity. Today, we uncover 5 hidden noise threats you encounter daily, and how they may be damaging your mind without you even realizing. Stay with us. Your healing starts now. If you've ever felt mentally exhausted without knowing why, you're not alone. Your mind deserves peace, your soul deserves stillness, and your life deserves clarity. By joining this community, you're not just subscribing, you're choosing healing, you're choosing awareness. And sometimes the smallest shift in knowledge can bring the loudest change in life. So take that pause and hit subscribe now. Constant traffic and city noise. The endless hum of traffic, car horns, and sirens may seem like just part of life, especially if you live in a city. You become so accustomed to it that you stop noticing it consciously. But even when you aren't actively listening, your brain is. It's working overtime to process, filter, and respond to the steady assault of urban noise. And over time, this takes a toll. Scientific studies have shown that prolonged exposure to traffic noise increases levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Elevated cortisol doesn't just make you feel anxious or fatigued. It impacts memory, weakens your immune system, and disturbs your sleep cycles. It erodes your inner calm slowly, like water carving into stone. This isn't about being sensitive. It's about being human. Your nervous system was designed to detect threats in nature, a rustle in the bushes, a crack of a twig, not the constant scream of sirens or the never-ending growl of engines. City noise keeps your mind in a state of subtle, chronic alertness. Your fight-or-flight system is activated more often than it should be. Even if you're just walking to the grocery store, your brain is processing every honk, every rev, every screech as a possible threat. That's exhausting, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. Now think about what that means over days, weeks, and years. What it means for your ability to concentrate, for your patience, for your relationships. You might find yourself snapping more often, struggling to stay focused, or lying awake at night with your thoughts racing, and you may never connect it to the noise. But your body knows. Your brain knows. And they're trying to tell you, this is not normal. This is not okay. But here's the most hopeful part. The damage isn't permanent. You can reclaim your peace. Even if you live in the heart of a busy city, your healing can begin with something as simple as 10 minutes of intentional silence a day. Just 10 minutes. That could mean turning off everything, your phone, your music, your TV, and simply sitting in stillness. It could mean finding a quiet park, a corner of your apartment, or even using noise-canceling headphones to create a silent sanctuary. In those 10 minutes, your brain gets to breathe. Your nervous system gets to reset. Your body starts to remember what calm feels like. And when you make this a habit, your resilience begins to rebuild. You may find you're more patient, more focused, more connected to your emotions. That creative ideas begin to bubble up again. That you begin to feel like you again. Not the version of you who's constantly surviving the city, but the version of you who can thrive, who can walk through the noise and still carry peace inside. Because silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's the presence of self. And your mind, your heart, your soul. They all need space to be heard again. Don't let the world's chaos drown out your inner voice. Create quiet. Protect it. And watch your life begin to shift in powerful, beautiful ways. Phone notifications and alerts, that ding, buzz, or chime, might seem harmless, even useful. It's just a quick reminder. A tiny ping letting you know someone liked your post. Sent. A message or a new video dropped. But beneath the surface of that casual sound lies a deeper, more troubling effect on your brain and body. Every alert, no matter how small, sends a ripple through your nervous system. It startles the brain, even if you don't notice. Over time, this repeated stimulation wires your mind to stay on high alert, always anticipating the next interruption, the next dopamine hit, the next digital tug on your attention. This is what psychologists now refer to as micro-stress doses. Unlike major life stressors, job loss, illness, or conflict, these tiny digital interruptions build up silently, dozens or even hundreds of times per day. Your brain never gets the opportunity to fully rest. Your attention is pulled like taffy, stretched thin between tasks, apps, conversations, and thoughts that never complete. And the result? A slow, almost invisible mental burnout. You feel scattered. Your ability to focus declines. You pick up your phone without realizing it. You forget why you opened an app, yet minutes pass in a fog of scrolling. It's not just a bad habit. It's a conditioned response, a digital addiction we've all been subtly trained into. But the real cost isn't just productivity, it's peace. Every time that phone lights up or vibrates, your body reacts. A quickened heartbeat, a slight increase in blood pressure, a flash of adrenaline. Your sympathetic nervous system, which controls the fight or flight response, activates for just a moment. Now imagine that happening 50, 100, 200 times a day. No wonder so many people feel anxious and overwhelmed without a clear reason. The truth is, we're living in an age of overexposure, not just to information, but to artificial urgency. You might not realize it, but your brain craves deep, uninterrupted space. It's in those silent gaps that your mind heals, your creativity awakens, your clarity returns. But notifications shatter those gaps. They prevent your mind from going deeper than surface-level thinking. They break your presence. They disconnect you from the very life you're trying to stay updated on. Try this. For one single day, turn off every non-essential notification. No pings from social media, no email alerts, no promotional buzzes or news flashes, just the essentials. Family, health, or emergency contacts. Give your mind a chance to breathe without the constant expectation of interruption. You'll be amazed at what you feel. The fog lifts. The pressure softens. Your shoulders relax. You begin to notice your own thoughts again, the quiet ones that don't scream for attention. The ones that remind you of who you are, what you value, and what truly matters. Reclaiming your mind from the grip of constant notifications isn't just a productivity hack. It's an act of emotional self-care. It's a reminder that your attention is sacred. Your inner calm is not for sale. You don't have to live in constant alertness, constantly available to everyone except yourself. Set boundaries with your devices, and you'll find you've also set new boundaries with stress, anxiety, and exhaustion. You were never meant to live like a machine, reacting to beeps and buzzes. You were meant to live with intention, guided by inner rhythm, not outer noise. So turn it all down and listen. That silence you hear, that's you, returning to yourself. Background television or radio. Many people leave the television or radio on in the background to avoid the discomfort of silence. It becomes like a companion, a familiar voice echoing in the room, making the space feel less empty. You might say, I just like having some noise around, or it helps me focus. But the reality is that this continuous stream of chatter, commercials, dramatic dialogue, and fast-paced sound bites isn't harmless filler. It's constant stimulation. And it's slowly reshaping the way your brain processes the world. Your auditory system is incredibly complex, designed to filter and prioritize the sounds that matter most. A loved one's voice, the rustle of danger in the bushes, the rhythm of nature. But when the television or radio is always on in the background, your brain has to work harder than you realize. It must constantly decipher what to listen to and what to tune out, even when you think you're not paying attention. This process is called auditory selective attention, and it burns precious mental energy. Over time, this constant filtering becomes exhausting. You may not feel physically tired, but you'll notice the effects emotionally and mentally: reduced clarity, scattered thinking, and a subtle sense of tension you can't quite explain. That creative spark you once had, it gets smothered under layers of distraction. Your mind isn't free to wander, to imagine, to connect ideas, and because it's too busy trying to ignore voices that were never meant to be there in the first place. It's not that television or music is bad. They have their place. They can be inspiring, educational, and deeply moving when experienced intentionally. But the background noise that plays endlessly without your awareness? That's where the danger lies. It creates a mental environment that doesn't allow your thoughts to settle, like ripples on a pond that never go still. And when your thoughts never settle, your inner wisdom, the gentle guiding voice inside you, gets drowned out. Silence, on the other hand, invites that voice back. It creates a space where your thoughts can stretch out and return to their natural rhythm. In silence, your brain gets a break from processing external input and can begin to process your internal world. That's when insights arise. That's when solutions to problems appear. That's when your nervous system shifts from fight or flight to rest and digest. Silence is not empty. It is full of answers, full of healing, full of clarity. So the next time you feel the urge to leave the TV running or the radio humming just to fill the silence, pause for a moment. Ask yourself what you're really avoiding. Is it loneliness? Is it discomfort with your own thoughts? Or is it simply habit? Whatever the reason, remember this. Your mind is not a machine. It wasn't built for nonstop input. It was built for cycles: stimulation and rest, sound and silence, action and reflection. Let your home breathe in silence. Turn off the background noise and open a window to your inner world. At first, the quiet might feel unfamiliar, even unsettling. But soon you'll notice something else: a sense of peace, a return to self, a deeper connection to the moment. Your creativity will begin to spark again. Your thoughts will become clearer. And in that space of stillness, you'll rediscover just how powerful and beautiful your own presence can be. Loud household appliances, hair dryers, blenders, vacuum cleaners. These are everyday tools we hardly think twice about. They're essential, convenient, and undeniably loud. But beyond their obvious volume, there's something more subtle and far more impactful going on. These appliances, when used regularly and without balance, contribute to a growing problem that many of us overlook: sensory fatigue. You might not see it happening, but your nervous system feels it. Every time you're exposed to the high-pitched whir of a blender or the relentless roar of a vacuum, your body and brain are forced to respond, often with tiny doses of stress that add up over time. It's not just the decibels that cause harm, it's the constant stimulation. These machines create what's known as white noise stress, a background layer of mechanical sound that your mind never truly gets to escape from, especially if you live in a home where such appliances are used frequently throughout the day. While white noise can sometimes help mask other distractions and promote sleep in specific contexts, the sharp, erratic, and overpowering tones of household devices do something different. They engage your auditory system in ways it was never meant to be engaged for extended periods. Over time, this constant demand on your sensory awareness can subtly wear down your emotional resilience. Imagine your senses like a battery. They need time to recharge. But in a modern household, your ears rarely get that break. The sudden start of a vacuum cleaner, the high-speed whirl of a blender making breakfast smoothies, the intense heat and noise combo of a hairdryer in the morning rush. It's a lot. Add to that the other layers of environmental sound, conversations, phones ringing, TVs running, and you begin to realize just how little silence your senses actually experience in a day. And when your sensory system is overloaded, your emotional system begins to suffer too. You may find yourself more irritable, more anxious, more easily overwhelmed, not because of what you're thinking, but because of what your body is constantly hearing. So what can you do? The answer isn't to stop using these tools they serve a real purpose, but the key is intentionality. Begin by noticing when and how often you're surrounded by loud appliances. If you're drying your hair, can you create a calm atmosphere before and after, even if it's just a few moments of deep breathing or soothing music? If you're vacuuming the house, can you follow it up with 5 minutes of stillness or step outside for a breath of fresh air? One powerful practice is to counterbalance the mechanical with the organic. After running a noisy appliance, play calming, instrumental music, light a candle, or sit in silence for a few minutes. Let your nervous system come down from the artificial stimulation and reconnect with the natural rhythm of calm. Over time, these small moments of recovery can add up to a profound difference in how you feel emotionally and mentally. In our pursuit of efficiency and productivity, we've unintentionally crowded out silence. But silence is not a luxury. It's a biological need. It restores balance, sharpens awareness, and soothes the overstimulated mind. You don't have to eliminate the noise of life, but you can learn to manage it with grace and presence. And in doing so, you'll rediscover a gentler, more grounded version of yourself. One that thrives not in the rush of machinery, but in the quiet hum of peace. Negative or angry voices. Perhaps the most damaging noise of all is not the roar of traffic or the buzz of a phone. It's the sound of another person's anger, criticism, or unrelenting negativity. These are not just words that float through the air. They are powerful vibrations that cut through your emotional armor and land directly in your nervous system. Whether it's a heated argument, constant put-downs, or an environment where sarcasm and cynicism dominate the tone, these types of voices create an atmosphere that is emotionally toxic and mentally exhausting. Unlike a passing sound, negative voices linger. They replay in your mind hours, even days later. You hear the sharp tone of someone saying, "You'll never be good enough," or, "Why can't you do anything right?" And suddenly, your inner world begins to echo the same criticism. That's how deeply words affect us. They don't just come and go, they take root, especially if they're repeated by someone close to you, a parent, partner, boss, or friend. These voices can begin to shape your self-image, your choices, and your ability to believe in yourself. This is more than emotional discomfort. It's neurological conditioning. When you're constantly exposed to anger or pessimism, your body reacts. Your fight or flight response kicks in, your cortisol levels rise, and your sense of safety is compromised. Even if you try to stay calm on the surface, internally you begin to operate in a heightened state of stress. Tense muscles, rapid heart rate, shallow breathing. Over time, this chronic tension becomes your new normal. And what's tragic is that many people grow up or live in environments where this kind of emotional noise is daily life. They forget what peace feels like. But here's the beautiful truth. You can reclaim your peace. You can choose to step away from voices that damage and seek out voices that heal. It might mean setting stronger boundaries. It might mean walking away from toxic conversations or environments. It might mean having fewer relationships but more meaningful ones. The point is not to escape every disagreement or protect yourself in a bubble of silence. It's to become intentional about the kind of energy and language you allow into your heart and home. And perhaps even more importantly, become aware of the voice you offer others. Are your words healing or harming? Do people feel safer after speaking with you, or more shaken? You have the power to create a space, even with just one sentence, where someone else can feel seen, accepted, and safe. That is a sacred responsibility, and it begins by healing your own relationship with sound, with tone, with intention. Speak gently, speak truthfully, speak with kindness, even when it's hard. That doesn't mean being weak. It means being wise. Because true strength is measured by how much love you can extend in a world that often shouts with anger. Let your voice be a refuge, a warm fire in the cold noise of this world. And when you surround yourself with others who do the same, something profound happens. Your nervous system calms, your confidence returns, and your heart begins to open again. Your mind was not meant to live under siege. Protect your peace like it's your most precious treasure, but because it is. The right words at the right time can save a soul, so listen carefully. And when you speak, let your words be the kind that mend, not break. Heal, not harm. Empower, not belittle. Be that voice, and you'll transform not only your world but someone else's too. Your mind is not a battlefield. It's a garden. What you allow into it determines whether you grow or wither. The world is loud, but healing begins in quiet awareness. Don't let destructive noise become your background music. Choose peace, choose clarity, and most importantly, choose yourself. If something in this video resonated with you, tell me in the comments. I'm here, I'm listening, and I'd love to walk this journey with you.